Hello everybody, I'm Donna from Purple Pinky Promises. Welcome. That's kind of a weird halo look. Strange. Huh. Interesting. All right, well, I'm here. And I started to go live and then I realized I didn't have my screen set up. So I hope I didn't mess anything up. I suppose it's too late for that, isn't it? Well, if you end up in another live stream, that would be my fault. So if you're here, say hello. I'm just poking out stuff from my dies while I wait for people to hop on. We are doing September BetterPress plate tonight. I guess I should just I didn't run this one through enough, I don't think. Hey, Linda, you found me. I stopped my live stream. It was welcome. I started to go live and then I went, whoop, wait, stop. So, yeah, I didn't run this one through enough. Boo. I think it's still gonna work though. I can get those out with my scissors. The rest of them I think did fine. This one didn't do so well. Luckily, this is a very heavy duty watercolor paper. So there we go. Okay. Now I'm poking out all my pieces. This is my last one while I'm waiting for people to hop on here. So I've got all the bits and pieces here. I'll show you what I've got. I ran this one through several times, or this side of the die I ran through. You'll see what I'm talking about. I didn't take my dies apart. I left them all together, and this was the side that I ran through several times because I figured these little polka dots would need it, but I didn't pay attention to the one I just did. So, my goodness, the weather makes me want fall really bad. Okay, so here we go. Tonight we are using Catherine Pooler Designs. This is the Falling Foliage dies. Beautiful dies that are actually layering dies, and I am also using the Pumpkin Patch die from Sunny Studio. We're going to combine these two for our calendar tonight, and I'm super excited to do another fall project. We did one last week, but this one's going to be a little bit different. I chose different colors. I have Icing on the Cake. These are brights. These are the party colors. Limoncello, Martini, Glam, Orange Twist, and Cranberry Fizz. So you've got some really bright, fun fall colors. And instead of ink blending, tonight I'm gonna just do some watercoloring where I just take my ink on my mat, I spritz it with water, and I dip my leaves in it. So we're gonna do something really fun here. I thought it would be really interesting. I may end up getting a brush at some point in time, but that is what we're doing today, folks. So right now I'm gonna size up all of my, I'm gonna do all my pumpkins, I believe, first. Just get those out of the way because that's what is the most. So let's do the pumpkins. And there's lots of layers to these pumpkins. Just really, really cool. So we've got 3 layers to each pumpkin, which gives them more like a realistic 3D look. So if you were kind of like going, oh my gosh, how many pumpkins are there? There's not that many pumpkins. There's 3. So without further ado, here we go. We're gonna start with these. The cool thing about these pumpkins is that you have these, you can make them into jack-o'-lanterns too, which would be totally super cute, but we're just gonna keep them fall. And I've got four, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yes. Hi, Joy. Welcome. Yay. Lindy's here. Joy's here. Yay. So I believe it's 4 leaves I have total in the other set. Looks like 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe it's 5. I have no idea. We're going to find out, aren't we? So 3 pumpkins, 4 or 5 leaves, whatever that is. And so there it is. Okay, so let's start with orange twist, shall we? Let's do this orange on these pumpkins. So once again, a variety of ways to color your die cuts. I forgot to show you what I'm using. For my cardstock or my paper, I am actually using watercolor paper. I'm using Strathmore. It's the watercolor travel pad. Okay, so here we are. Add some water to my ink that I just put on my pad here. And I'm just gonna go for some fun dips of color, kind of like maybe do a little bit of that. I'm just gonna go all in and just get some color on my pumpkins. My hands are gonna get all icky and dirty, and that's okay. I'm all for it. So we'll let that one sit to dry. We'll just let's just do it. Let's just get some watercolor going here. And not gonna be afraid to get some watercolor on there, or some color on there. That was an accident. Dip it twice. And my stems are going to end up probably being brown because I didn't pay attention on that one. I should have paid attention to my stems. There are some stem dies in here, but I don't really think they'll, maybe 2 of them, one might fit. The other ones I'm not so sure about. Okay. Getting some good base color on here. I should not have worn a white shirt today, folks. I need an apron. I might need some more. Let's do cleanup here. That one's kind of fun. I like that. Let's get some more ink up here though. Now, since these are wet, I'm going to try something different. Let's put some ink here. And now let's go for it. These are still wet. Let's just kind of dabble them kind of like that and see what we get. And I'm not going to worry about my so now we're going to get some different kind of look with that. Some darker color in some areas, not so much in others. And I like that. Okay, I do like that. This is the back one. It's not going to really show as much. These front ones are the ones that are really going to show. So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to get some water in one little spot here because it feels like it's drying up on me. So I'm going to get it wet again. Then we're going to come over here with the straight color Get some really fun looks out of that. Yay. And those are going to need to dry. And so while those are dry, all of our leaves are drying, we'll do our BetterPress portion. I can also get the heating tool out and kind of I like that. I like the variation that that gives. That's pretty cool. Let's clean up the orange. I don't know that, I'm not gonna have any orange leaves. I'm gonna only go with orange pumpkins. We've got a lot going on there. So we've got enough colors. We need others. So there we go. Pick these up, set them over here to dry. Kind of hoping that the majority of this will be dry by the time we get through. We can come back to it, kind of do a rotation on everything. So where is that? Yay. I guess if there was a name for this technique, I would call it watercolor smush. I've done this in some of my classes. Some of you, if you're here, been in my classes, you may be just catching the replay, or you're eventually, well, you're not here yet. If you're not here yet, then you might catch the replay and recognize the technique. Okay. Next. So I'm gonna line these up with their partners to figure out what we have here going on. I'm pretty sure that's that. This goes with this. And this looks like it's gonna go with this. Well, what do you know? I think I got it. And there's that. A stamp, oh, silly, right there. And then this goes right here. Yay. Okay, so we have 5. These are gonna be for our pumpkin. So these are gonna be green. I forgot to pop those out. So now I gotta decide my colors. I definitely have some Martini. I do have brown. Not sure how that's gonna pan out. We have Limoncello, Cranberry Fizz, and Glam. So, one of our leaves can be green with a little bit of brown on it. I think that'll work. Okay, or maybe some, yeah, green and brown. All right. Which one do I want to be purple? It's not hard. Let's do, this is gonna be Glam. This is Cranberry Fizz. This is gonna be Martini with all of that. And Limoncello. Do I want a brown leaf? Why not? And there it is. That's what we're doing. So now I've got all of that planned out. Let's do our green next. Or no, let's do, I want to do the purple. I want to do purple. Purple's my favorite color. We'll do purple first. So I feel like the strongest color we're gonna put on the outer layer, or the top layer, and our softer color we're gonna put inside. So put some dark over here. I'm just gonna spritz up the outer of that, get some, I think I used too much ink. My graphite made some Halloween cards using non-Helen Spice Black. Oh, black flower cards. That should be interesting. I would like to see that. I bet they were beautiful, Joy. Okay. And there it is, folks. And now I wet this down because I'm going to take it to the straight color to get it darker. So I'm just going to kind of do this with it and just get it in there. Yeah, I'm going to have ugly hands or fingers by the time this is done. But look at that. Did you see that? That is so pretty. I really like that mottled look. I do want a little bit of light color, so I'm going to spray it just a little for some light color in some places. I like that. I really like that. Okay. Hip hip hooray. I want that to be dark. That's going to be pretty on top of each other. Yay. I like that. I do want it dark though. I feel like that light spot's too light. I want it darker. There we go. Yeah, that's gonna work. Now I could, here's what I could do. I could pick up, I think I could pick up some of this color with my baby wipe to make it lighter, and that would give it more contrast. Yes, perfect. All right, there she goes. Oh, that's gonna be pretty. All right, let's clean up. They're pretty goth looking. Question, do you have a Spellbinders Craft-A-Ween box in your store? I do not. I have sold out of all of my Craft-A-Ween. I sold out in the pre-order. Joy, next year, they what they do is they give us a pre-order, and then I extend that pre-order to you. We did pre-orders in the spring. We sold out. Gosh, I would say it was still spring when we sold out of all of our Craft-A-Ween boxes, I believe. Unless I had one left and I sold it this summer, perhaps. But yeah, I sold out all. I bought quite a bit because I knew that it was going to be a popular box, because Spellbinders they do a really good job with their boxes. I will tell you that. They're any kind of box they put together is going to be fantastic. So next year when you see the pre-order, grab it, because that's what everybody did to get theirs. Okay, we're following the same kind of line of thinking here. I'm gonna make it, just see, look, I did too much again. Why not? So this is our background. Yeah, they were very popular, and I'll tell you what, now that people have seen what was in them this year, people are going to want them big time next year. And that kind of also helps Spellbinders know exactly what they need to do as far as orders go next year. They need to make how many they need to make available. So it was a big deal this year. I think I have one that needs to come out. There we go. yeah, it was pretty cool. Sounds like an interesting. I do too, Lindy. I love using my regular supplies in unconventional ways. And I love this contrast here. I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. So yes, yes to this. Okay, that pear is going on the drying rack. All right. And now I'm going to tell myself, don't put so much ink on that. I'm going to tell myself that. Drop there on the floor. Okay. I may have to go get up and wash my hands. Put some hand sanitizer on them. All right, that's Cranberry Fizz, Glam. How do you, so like Lindy, so how do you even pronounce that? She spelled your name with an I instead of an O. And it's kind of funny because we have name jokes around here. So that's funny. How would you pronounce that, Lindy? How do you, Gia? Instead of Joy, Gia? Okay, I'm going conservative. Going conservative. This is limoncello. This is going to get the water. And this is not. Oops. Okay, background. And topper. Oh, if you knew the funny things that happen with names, it's hysterical. So when she met Lori, who works here on Thursdays, she's here on Thursdays. When she met Lori, Lori thought that Lindy's name was Wendy. So the joke is that Lindy gets called Wowie. Wendy, and Lori gets called Wowie. It's funny. Okay, all right, there's the pair of that. Not too much contrast, but you know what? I kind of feel like it would be pretty if we did put a little bit of Cranberry Fizz on that, just for some contrast. I'm feeling it. Yep, that's pretty. Just for something interesting. Whoops, wrong way. Did I do that the wrong way? I did. But it's pretty either way. I like that. All right, there they go on the drying rack. And two more. And we can get to our calendar. Oh, we still have to do our pumpkin stems. We have a tow truck out front. There's always something exciting happening here. All right. Just a little. One squirt here. One squirt there. Oh, that went on the... I don't want that too dark. So I am going to kind of move that around. That is... Okay, to each his own. All right. Hi, John. I like it. Having a short name limits nicknames. This is true. You're lucky. I still have nicknames. My name's not that long, but okay, this is going to be the contrast to that. That's pretty. Really pretty. I like that a lot. So there's that. And thanks for joining me, hun. Yay. We're doing more fall leaves. It's our season. All right. I am gonna go, I'm gonna try to do green. Before I do these, now that those pumpkins have had a little time to dry, I'm gonna try my hand at, oh, they're pretty dry. Just coming in here and just inking that up like so, and maybe just coming around with a little bit of green on these edges, just having some fun. And so it worked. This one's still a little wet. Oh, I'm glad you love this technique. Yay! It's fun to try new things, do different things, to play around. It's good for our brains. It's good for our mental health. As we get older, it's a challenge for us to try some different techniques. So it's good for our mind. Okay, I believe I'm going to go ahead with just kind of just a smidge around these edges also. Nothing, I might have overdone some of that. I didn't want quite so much, but that's okay. And these dried fairly nicely and very quickly. Oh my goodness. These dried quick. There's that. That was a lot. Go easy. The aggressive crafter on the loose again. I think that one more piece of pumpkin, and this is done with that. I'll pop these back over here. That was just the perfect amount of dry time too. So by the time we get this last leaf done, and our last leaves, and our BetterPress, these other leaves should be completed. So, yay. These will look really cool once they get together, I think. All right, here we go. Making sure I got right sides up so I don't get confused. Martini. I did it again, folks. Well, who knows? Maybe I'll need that much. I'll be positive. some dark. They'll all be. Oh, wrong side. That's why. Maybe I do need some more. There you go, stick to my finger, take a ride. And take a little bit of that. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I have a little orange on my hand or something, and it's coming off on there, but that's okay, because sometimes we get a mix of colors in the leaves in the fall. That's what makes it so interesting. I might just pick up a little bit off of here to make it light. There it is. Perfect. I'm happy. We're done. Woo! My hands. I definitely need some hand sanitizer. Okay. Take this over here. As far as our background goes, I didn't really think about it too much, but I might try a technique that I did once on another card while I have the ink out. I'm just trying to decide what I want in the background. I think I might give it a try. So let's cut this down. So our calendar is usually the size of an A2, which is 4 1/4. Ooh, there we go. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now this is the watercolor paper. So I'm gonna do a little mushing for our background. So I'm going to take a little bit of all of the colors that we've used and just kind of lay them down. I'm playing, just to let you know. I'm just playing around to see what happens next. So I'm gonna spritz this up. I'm gonna try getting a background going here, just to see what I get. If it's ugly, I don't have to use it. Oh my word, that's so pretty. Ah, yes. So now I kind of trying to figure out where. I think I want some of this here and a little bit of this here. And I think it's good. There. Now I'm happy. All right, that was fun. I have to tell myself all the time, if I don't like it, it's just paper. There's more. Unless it's the last one. Then I might not try it. Okay, so I'm gonna plug this in and get my heat tool and kind of dry this, because I feel like I don't want it to be too much more drippy than it already is. I like the look of it, so I kind of want to freeze it in time, if that makes any sense. So here we are. I may have to get out some cardstock and I may not. I may really like this. The way it is. So we have a really pretty tie-dye fall look here. Kind of pulling together all of our colors from our leaves and whatnot. Probably have to adhere it to a base to keep it straight. But that's okay. Now we've got a good jump start on it being dry. By the time we're ready to use it, it'll be dry. Okay, yay. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to do before I put all this ink away. I have to go grab my die cutting machine. 1 second, folks. These, and y'all can see how I waste those. You know, when you find a technique that works really well, you just don't want to let it go. So let's get our September. All right, so September 1st. Oh my goodness. September 1st is Monday, if I'm correct. So the first would be a full, no, it would be the second day. So this, but that's 31 days, so that's not it. That's 31 days. I need a 30-day one. And there it is. Okay, so I'm looking for a month that has 30 days. And because these start with Sunday through Saturday, I'm looking for one that is going to show that the first starts on a Monday. This would be the Sunday. And there are 30 days. So that's how I find the correct plate. All right. I'm going to use my middle line here. I'm going to line it up on Wednesday, going down the center. That's kind of, so I'm lining it up straight here on this line, and then lining it up here. Then I'm going to take my Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm going to line it up right above the line with just a smidgen of distance between them, not a whole lot. But I am using that line as a guide and kind of eyeballing it, making sure it's even here. There we go. And then I'm going to find my September, and I'm going to line that up right above that. And I feel like it's okay to line it up right next to it because, and I technically could probably bring that down and line it up, but I just want a little bit more distance. But I can actually line these two up right next to each other because there's some distance there. Hi, Angelia, welcome. And I feel like this needs to come down just a smidge. There. Okay, I think we're all even. Giving it a good look. I'm gonna put my I'm gonna give it a little bit of distance down here. Putting it in the middle. I have removable adhesive on here. Now I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna go get my die cutting machine. I forgot to get it. I'll ink it up when I come back. 1 second. Y'all, I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. I'm a little nervous. I don't want to mess up. I was gonna show you my previous calendar pieces. Y'all, this is wild because I washed my hands and I still had stuff coming off on my paper towel. So I'm glad I washed my hands. Okay. So this was just to kind of do a little walkthrough. If you've never, oh, I wish you could come shop our store too, Joy. I'm sorry. So this was the August plate. They kind of got a little bit out of order. So July, this was July. And this was June. Where did you go? There we go. This is June. And this was May. I'm going backwards. It's kind of hurting my brain. April, which is a window shaker. Kind of fun for the raindrops. March for horseshoe for luck. And another shaker for February, a little gumball machine for the February one. And this is our January for winter. It's been a fun little calendar. I've had a lot of fun creating these this year. A lot of this has just been very much on the fly, and that's kind of how I actually enjoy creating. I enjoy creating by experimenting, just coming up with last minute ideas. Sometimes I come with an overall idea of what I want to do, but then I get an, oh, I have not done a calendar class, but I have had so many requests for one for next year. We do have the 2026 BetterPress calendar in the store, and I have had a ton of requests for a calendar class, and believe me, Angelia, it is at the forefront of my mind, and very seriously considering one in December. We shall see. I probably will make that decision. I would say probably, I'll make it in October. Mid-October possibly. So that is what's up in the air right now. Oops, I turned it around the wrong way, guys. There we go. That kit also came with a little easel that you can make with it. And I do believe that Spellbinders is now selling that separately. I may have to put some in the store. Okay, let's roll this through, and I'll just cut it down to fit how I want it to fit. And I touched that, and I hope it didn't mess it up. Good, it looks fantastic. Yay, we'll clean that up later. Put this away, out of my way, out of my way. Something got stuck in my Spellbinders machine. Who knows? I teach classes. It gets used 1,000 times, but it's still usable. Fine. So I have to rubber band it to keep it closed and make it carryable. That turned out really nice. I don't know if you noticed what kind of ink I used on that. I used the Versafine Clair is the ink I used. Black pigment ink. It turned out really nice. I really like it. Okay. Yay. Let's cut this down. So I want to cut it down to the same size I had it last month. I liked that a lot. I don't know. This may end up being, we'll see how it goes once I start putting things down. I may put things directly down. I may not. We'll see. But I really like how this turned out with the edges kind of like that. So, whoops, I'm not tearing that down. I need to measure that. That's what I brought that out for. So it's 3 1/4. So we'll cut it down to 3 1/4. I'm just going to cut off some here. You can always use this for something else. I like it for press plates. I definitely do. So 3 1/4. Okay, so we have 4 1/4. So I just take it off by quarters on each side to be on the safe side. I just go back and forth. Oops, 3 3/4 is what I need. Then I'm going to take this down to 3 1/2, and then the other side to 3 1/4. I messed that up. I may have. No. I might need to take off a smidge. Just a smidge. 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, looks a little better. All right. And I don't know what was my, that was 2 inches. Okay. Well, where are we now? We're at 3. Let's go down here to 3. So now we can come off 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/2 an inch. Another 1/4, 2 1/4. And then maybe another, let's see what we got. I'm an eyeballer, folks. I just take off in quarters, 1/8 of an inch. I may just go like, I may take off a little bit more on here, and then just a smidge at the top. We'll go down to 2. I like that though. That looks good. All right. Looks good to me. There's my exact science in crafting. There is none. So if you followed along with me, I just cut off 8 quarters on each side, and then the white, so what cardstock do you, how did you make that background? It was with the Strathmore watercolor, which could, I think I tried this once in a live to use for press plates, and it worked. I thought it worked fine. So I could have used this, but this is the watercolor paper. It's 140 pound for my pumpkins and leaves. And then this is the BetterPress cotton panels in porcelain, I believe it says. What did I do with you? Did I put you back? I did. This is, yeah, cotton card panels in porcelain. Yeah, it's a little, they're not cheap, and I know that a lot of people probably look at me going, oh my God, that's a lot, you're wasting. As long as it comes out and I'm happy, it doesn't bother me a bit. So let's see. How about, we might just lay it down directly and put some cardstock in the back. I don't know. Let's put together some pumpkins, shall we? Shall we? I think that's going to be the best thing to do. So let's get them with their partners. So this one is definitely this. Maybe? Y'all are going to watch me. I believe that goes there. Yes. And these two. You're going to watch how well I do a puzzle, huh? Okay, this definitely goes here, and this goes here. this. And there's that. Am I doing it right? There it is. Now we're getting it. Okay. This one, and is that right? So now you see how cool in 3D they look. I do like that. That's really cool. All right, let's put these puppies together. I thought I was going to use some dimension, but they already look so dimensional. I don't know that it's going to even need it because they've kind of curled up a little bit. I may not fully glue these so that the dimension and fluff kind of stay there, and you'll see what I mean once these are put together. Okay. Oh yes, we have to dig out all of the chunks first. All right. Come on, there we go. So just kind of that's kind of nifty. These are cool. I really like them. I really like how this one has I like that edge there. That's really cool. Whoops, we're not done. Let me get this on. Then we'll be done. This cardstock or this watercolor paper is so thick. There's no need for any dimension. It's already, see how layered that is? I don't know if you can see that. It's just really thick and layered. So really cool looking pumpkin. Just set that there. Next pumpkin. I might get in there with some ink. Let's see how we do. Let's see how we do. Yep. Let's do that. Oh, there we go. Let's put a little right there. I think that's good enough. I like that. And our last one. And we're really gonna have to layer things. I think this is gonna turn out fine. I was a little worried about that super duper busy background. I don't know, it still might be something to consider to put something different in front of that. I just hate covering up that fun watercolor look though. And whoops. Missed that. There we go. Stay. I don't know, but that stem turned out so cool. I have to show it to you. I don't know if you can see it, but it turned out really cool. It's speckled. I like that. That's cool. Hip, hip, hooray. So we'll just kind of do that. And, oh, we got to get these on. We'll put our leaves together. And I don't know if you guys remember last week when I was really wanting to use a certain sentiment from the Waffle Flower Subsentiments set. I really, really, really wanted to use the and I may end up being able to use it tonight, so I'm excited. So, autumn leaves and pumpkins, please. Do y'all remember how I struggled with this last week? Well, it's going on this one. So, we're using it tonight because I thought autumn leaves and pumpkins, please. Yes, that's how we ended up doing leaves. And I was just going to do leaves, but then I was like, oh, I can use that sentiment. Isn't it crazy how our minds just work in the way that it works? Okay, let's get, aren't those curly cute? They're so cute. Where's my glue? There you are. Okay, let's get a curly Q going from back here. Let's get a big one on you because you're big. I'm gonna put 2 on this one. That's cute. I like. That one's done. Now this other big one is going to go on the other. Yeah, there we go. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just do that. Yeah. And then this one is going to get there. Okay. Here we go. Those are cute. Liking it a lot. Let's glue these together. I think I'm just gonna start doing this. Kind of just pick up some glue. Cute. It's gonna be so fun. I'm so excited about this. I did pick up some, oh, I have the wrong side. Boo, I do. Picked up some gems that I might use. I picked up some they're HoneyBee. Okay, I feel like I need to line up my stems here first. So let me lay this down. Kind of try to line it up like so. There it is. We'll see. I probably have to put in it. Maybe this one should go like here. This should go here or something. Kind of like that. That was looking cool. And last one. Pretty there. Okay, now we're gonna arrange it. And I don't know about you guys, but it's not bothering me a bit that that's a busy background. I kind of like it. I'll throw some gems on it and we will, let me see if my gems are gonna work though. I don't know if they will. Where did they go? Here they are. Ooh. They just might. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not forgetting our pumpkins, autumn leaves and pumpkins, please. We gotta get those on there too. So I'm gonna clean up. Let's arrange this. I might put it up here. We'll see. Okay. Okay. I kind of do like the way this is. I'm going to just kind of turn these a smidge in a different direction. I do like that. So I'm going to lay those down. I'm going to put these on there. Glue there. Okay. Let's put this back. Middle pumpkin. Pumpkin on the right. Pumpkin on the left. Oops. Underneath. Pumpkins are from what Stamp and Die Set? They are Sunny Studio and Pumpkin Patch Die. And they have the option to have the little faces cut out into jack-o'-lanterns, which are absolutely wonderful. And the nice part is you get 3 cuts at once for your pumpkins on each, so it saves you some die cutting. There's also some little tiny leaves in there. It's a great set. I really like this set. So pumpkin patch die from Sunny Studio. Okay. Yeah, these go here. This goes here. And our pumpkin here goes on top. And I may need to use a dimension. There, let's bring that up a bit. Okay. So now, I did like this leaf kind of laying here. Some like that. But this one we were going to do kind of off and behind this one a little. I may have to pull that up. If I'd been paying attention. Let's just pull that up a little. Get that under. We can just kind of, actually, where my scissors go. I'm going to trim this off because I didn't pay attention. And I'm going to slide this under like so. I do like that. This one can kind of curl behind here. Or I could just set it right here in front. I like that. Maybe this one can go like so. And then this could go here. Getting a thought, getting a thought. There it is. Maybe that's the layout I want. Maybe not. I had another idea. Here I go, cutting things up again. I think I kind of like, I want it to kind of like come down in a progression. That would be kind of neat, kind of like leaves falling. Like that. Yes, that's exactly what I want. What about thinking outside the box here? It's too big, I think. It won't work. But I like that. They are called, these are waffle flower, and they are Subsentiments, all one word, Subsentiments, autumn die cut. The SKU on them is S like Sam, C like Charlie, P like Paul, 260. Thank you, Joy. Yay. Autumn leaves and pumpkins, please. And I kind of feel like I want them at like different types of like angles or something. This one needs to go this way, and then that one can go this way. But yeah, like, I want this one to go that way. Leaves. Oh, yes. I think that's what I want. We'll see how it pans out once it's done. I may bring this over just a little. There we go. I think that'll kind of balance it out a little. But I like that. All right. Let's do it. Set these off to the side. Finish our leaves. Get our pumpkins on there. Let's do it. I think I'm going to go ahead and commit my calendar to where it's at so that we have that all settled. You are welcome, Joy. Thank you. That is super sweet. And hip, hip, hooray. Bring this up kind of even. Like that. Is it even? Is it even? Is it even? All right. Pulling this off. I am going to pop this back here behind this pumpkin because I do like that. And that middle one's going to have some dimension. So pull you down. That's pretty. Okay. Here we go. Pretty thick watercolor paper, so I'm hoping that I don't have too much of a layer. Right here. Pull it over just a little. Yeah, that's what I want. There we go. Let's get our other pumpkin on. Forget that D up there. It's it's evenly even. Yay! Thank you, Lindy. It's evenly even. I think that's good. Now let's get this. I'm going to put some of this thin dimension. If I can find, oh, it's down here. We've been doing make and takes for BetterPress Society. So, on the table. Put that in the middle. Let's see what we got. Right here, that way that it'll catch some adhesive, and I'll just put some here and here. Pip hooray. Awesome. So fun and colorful. Just want to trying to decide if I want maybe, oops, no, I do want that there. Yes? Yeah, it's going. Yeah. That's the way it's going. I'm not going to be indecisive like I was last week. Oh my word. That was a long live, you guys. Thanks for hanging there with me. That was torture for you, I know. Just do it. Okay. I think. All right. This way. Y'all, I pushed myself out of room. So maybe we could do autumn leaves. I like that better. I think that's cute. Let's do it. I like it all up there. Okay. Decided. It's going. Yay. Oh, yay! Those will get shipped out to you tomorrow, Miss Joy. Thank you. I'll pick that order before I leave, and I'll make sure it gets in the mail tomorrow because we are closed on Saturday. Oh, I should have brought that down. Huh, wonder if I can still do it without messing up my front. I may need to. I could do that. It's fine, right? It's fine. It looks fine. I gotta convince myself it's fine. I would have brought this down had I know. If I'd really played with it a little bit more, I would have paid attention to that, but that's okay. Kind of do that. It's fun. All right, there it is. I'm gonna throw some gems on it and we will be done. These are the gingerbread, HoneyBee gingerbreads, and I may just put them on my pumpkins kind of here. I might start with one here. That would be really pretty. And then kind of throw one here and here. Here, and let's put one here. All right, now the colors. Ooh. I really should get my gem picker. Y'all are I'm gonna drive everybody nuts with this, but I will put this one first down. These have stickers on them, and you don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm doing it for reinforcement purposes. That's cute. Look at me. I said I was going to use my gem picker. Am I not? Let's do a little. I'm going to end up with all kinds of glue, dots of glue on my pumpkin if I don't remember where I put them all. see, let's get a red one. And I really like this color. So I'm gonna put that one up here. And let's go with this. This little one can go here. Yep, there it goes. I feel like there needs to be more. This happens to you guys too, I know it does. I'm just gonna go with 3 more. I'm gonna pop one up here. And I think I'm gonna put one of these dark ones up there. Yeah, they're sticky. They're hard to get up off this sheet. There we go. That's cool. Let's do an orange one up there. These are pretty. And we can do a brown one there. Little tiny brown. I think that's good. Did I have any more glue anywhere else? That's it. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yay! A guy that multitasks. Go back and watch each month of your calendar series. Oh, John is playing Fallout with Skip and chatting on here. A multitasker. Okay, so Joy, Skip is Lindy's husband, and John is my husband, and they're playing. Oh my gosh. And he's on here. Oh my word. It's so fallish. Oh my goodness. Fallout is so fall-ish. Yeah. A guy that, I know, it's kind of scary. My husband is a keeper, 100%. He's a great help around here and at home too. So he's great. So yes, here we go. This is our final calendar piece. And yay, made it through. I am gonna back this up on a piece of white cardstock to kind of keep it straight because it does have some, you know, it's watercolor. So yeah, and it'll be a little bit nicer and cleaner to put inside the calendar with all the other pieces. So yay. I love it that each month has its very different and very unique look. So yay. All right. Thanks, you guys. And yes, Joy, I would love it if you went back. Lindy. My goodness. I would love it if you had got some inspiration from the past calendar kit, past calendar months. That would be awesome. And so, who is it that asked me? Somebody asked me. It was Angelia asked me if I was going to do a calendar class. I think it would be a great idea to do a calendar class. Oh, thank you, Joy. That's so sweet of you. I appreciate that. Oh, thanks, Lindy. Yay. Yay, thanks. All right. Last week's was fall, but it was it's a very different look, which is so cool. That's what I love about all the fall projects is you've got so many different ways to make it look. Thanks, Angelia. Thanks, Lindy and Joy. You guys are awesome. That's what I like about leaves is you can, well, with anything basically, but especially with fall. I just feel like fall is such a great, all the fall products are a very easy way to use multitude of mediums. So anyway, All right, guys, take care and have a blessed rest of your night and week.